Today we're going to be working on a 2013 F150. We're going to be doing a shift knob removal and cleaning process. What we're going to be focused on today is the inside of the F150. One time I had managed to spill some coffee and it went all over the place, and sure enough it got inside the console area. I tried wiping it up thinking if it looks good on the outside it'll be okay. But no, that didn't work, because whenever I tried shifting in and out of gear, I would hear this sticky sound that just made you cringe. So I finally decided to tackle this project, and I went online to see if anybody had any videos on how to do it. Unfortunately, I found nothing except for people who did the center console seat conversion mod. So I decided to make this video on how to take this apart from this front console all the way to the console floor itself. So hopefully this helps somebody. The equipment you're going to need for this job are a flathead screwdriver, a Torx T27 screwdriver, and a Torx T20 screwdriver. This video isn't only for those who spilled a beverage and it got down to the console. It's also for those who want to be able to take apart their console for whatever reason. They have to get down there. Like I said, I just didn't find any videos on how to do this. So
first things first, you're going to want to pull up this upper console. Basically, if you take a look down there, there's that split. It's actually clipped in, and all you have to do is pull up on it. And I'm going to show you right here. See, that side pulls up and the other side does the same thing. It pulls up, and then basically you just kind of pull it out of the area right there. But what you got to do is you got to shift into one of the lower gears in order to be able to get this console out. There we go. Console is out. And now you're left with the innards. So in my case, when I did this, I noticed that it went completely down all the way to the bottom, so I had to go even further. If this is where you need to be, you can go ahead and stop and do what you need to do. But I'm going to continue. For the next step, you're going to have to remove this door for your compartment here. And the way you do that is you can either remove these 4 screws like I did yesterday, but there was a little bit of interference, so today I'm just going to remove these 3 Torx 27 screws. And the last screw is removed, and now you should be able to just pop the door off. You can go ahead and set it aside. And now you are ready to remove this gray plastic piece. It goes all the way down here, and it's also this part right here. It's not screwed on anywhere, but there is 4 clips. Well, there's more than 4, but there's main ones. There's one right here, one on the other side, and then there's 2 that are kind of pointing down. That's when it gets kind of tricky. But first of all, you want to start from back here, and you just want to pull up on this, just this light gray piece, and you could kind of pull up on it anywhere, and it should pop up. And there we go. And those clips down there are going to come out on both sides, and you just kind of pull up on it. And then the other clips, you kind of have to get your fingers back there and push up so it'll pop those other ones out. They're kind of finicky. There's one. Alright. There we go. There's the other one. And then you just have to shift your gears again so you can get the stuff out. There you go. This part of the console is out. Alright, so now that we have this plastic cover off, we're going to want to remove these leather things around the shift knob. In order to do that, you see I just clicked it back in because I already did it, but in order to do it, you're going to want to shift your lever back a little bit, and then you're going to want to go in here and with your flathead just kind of pry and pry this part off, once you got that, you can pop the other. There we go. Whoops. As you see, it's in there using these clips, and it's kind of only accessed if you pop it with that clip off like we did. I'm going to go ahead and put it back to the... In order to get the other side off, if you look into... Sorry, one second here. My camera fell. If you look on the other side here, you'll notice that there's a spot right there and right there. Basically, if you go in there, I wonder if it'll be able to show me here. Whoops, one second. It won't show me, but basically, it's one of those clips that we were just talking about. One of these clips. And you have to go in there with the screwdriver and push it out like that. So I'm going to do that here. As you can see, do the bottom one first. As you can see, it came out a little bit, and then you have to do the other side. There we go. I do believe there's a third one up here too. But it should just, yep, it should just pry open like that. There we go. Both of those are off. Next we use our Torx 20-bit, and on each side of the shift knob is going to be one of those Torx 20 screws. They're very, very short, so be careful when they're coming out here. There you go, there's one. And the other one from the other side. Okay, and now it'll easily slide off, but it is connected. There's two wires connected here, or two little harnesses, so we have to prop this thing off first. So in order to do that, it's not being held down, it's just clipped on through these plastic clips. I'm gonna get the help of my screwdriver to just kind of basically, let's see if I can show that. You're just propping it off the notch, and this is the second one. It's a little higher, so it's easier to get to. So now those two are done, and now we go to the other side, and there's two similar ones as well. This one needs a screwdriver though. There's that, and the last one. There we go. Now this has come free. And here, if you move it out, you'll reveal the two wires. It's the double green connector and the black, brown, and white connector. For the black, brown, and white, you just, whoops, you just clip on with your, there's a little, like that, and pull off. Okay, and for the green, you have to use some sort of a screwdriver to prop that up, or you can use your fingers and then just slide it out because it's being held on by that little notch. So we're gonna request the help of our screwdriver for this one. Oops, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Well, okay. I'm going to set the camera down. Took me half a second with the camera down. So now that those two are disconnected, your shift knob should come right out. In my case, I had a bunch of residue from the coffee on this, so I cleaned this up real well. And then you can go ahead and let's unhook the black part from the white part here. There you go. It's not hooked on at all, it's just kind of clipped on with these clips. So, there you go. It's disconnected. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand, like I said. There we go. Make sure I'm showing this properly for you guys. There we go. So this black part comes off. This one had a bunch of sticky stuff too. I went ahead and cleaned it up. On top of that is a little plastic sleeve. This was also really sticky. I went ahead and cleaned this up. And then the white thing has two bulbs. All you have to do is kind of twist them so they pop out of their thing and keep them somewhat in, in the same orientation so you know where they go back. And then this thing comes off. There we go. This is the mechanism, the shifting mechanism. I basically unscrewed this from the console floor. I did that because the underside was, see, there's still some cleaning residue, but I took it off the console floor because I wanted to get the underside cleaned, so I went ahead and wiped everything down. Everything's now nice and clean. In order to get this off the floor, all you have to do is unscrew these 4 bolts. There. And then this thing basically, it's still connected through the throttle cable, or through the shifter cable, and through a bunch of electronics. But it can move out of the side and flip it around so you can work with it. But that's all I did, and that fixed my issues that I was having with the sticky problem. So now we're just going to reverse the process and put everything back together. And I'm going to put the camera on a stand so you guys can watch me do the work. Alright, so to put everything back together, we just go backwards from what we did. Take this white thing, put it back, put the lights, the little lamps, the bulbs, or whatever you call them, back in and twist them so they lock. There we go. And then just kind of set that down. It doesn't really go anywhere for now. Just kind of set it down. Okay. On top of that goes the plastic sleeve, and that just sits kind of, it's got a special, it's kind of hard to see, but it's got a special track where it basically lines up on top of this. So you kind of sit it so it doesn't budge anywhere. Just only so it goes back and forward a little bit, but it'll adjust itself when the next cover's on. Next is the last cover here. Make sure everything's nice and clean before you put everything back. But this cover just snaps in place on top of this. Okay. Next, we're going to put the shifter back on. What you want to do is you want to slide first. Oops. What you want to do is you want to slide the connections down into the little square hole first, and follow them with your fingers down the bottom, and kind of pull them out towards where the connectors are. But before you do that, you might want to go ahead and slide it onto this thing here. Okay, just getting the little connectors out on the right side here. Okay, and then this slides in. There we go, like so. I wonder if you can. Okay, that slid in there. The connections on the side, you just connect back up the way you took them off. There we go, and then that connection goes Okay. There we go. Connectors are in. Alright, next you just want to sit this down, clip it down onto its permanent seat there. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and screw the knob back into the connecting rod here. So we get our Torx T20 and those little bolts, and we screw them back in here. There's one. Like I said, they're very short. Please don't lose them. Alright, next thing we're going to pop the leather cover back over here. And this, it clips in. And it's like nothing ever happened to it. And the other one, it's got, there we go. So this one, same thing. There we go. Nothing ever happened. I'm going to go ahead and start it just to make sure everything's working here. There we go. Alright. Next, we're going to put the big silver casing back on here. We're going to pull back the throttle, or the shifter, and then to put it back in, it's somewhat difficult, like it was to pull it out. What you want to do is you want to push it in, and then make sure you kind of push down on, because those clips have to seat into their holes there. So, all right. I think they already seated, and I just. There we go. And those clips sit in just fine. And then you just click everything back here into place. Okay. Next, we're going to put back the center console piece. In order to do that, this one's just a simple click in here. There we go. And snaps right in. There we go. Next, we're just going to reattach this door by screwing these 3 Torx 27 screws back into their holes. And there goes the last screw. There you go. There we go. Everything's back to normal, functioning as it should be, and it's clean. Alright, so there you have it. I went ahead and assembled everything back up, and it's working perfectly. Everything's working as it should be, and we don't have that problem with the coffee. So next time I'll be a little bit more careful. Hopefully this video helped some of you, because I sure know that when I went online looking for videos for the newer F150s, I didn't find anything. So like I said, hope it helps. Thanks for watching.